Oscar was faster in Japan 2025, clearly faster. And yet, he never got the chance to prove it, because despite McLando's claims, Oscar was not free to race Lando. So the question is simple. Was this strategy, or was this protection for Lando? Let's break it down, mates. Konnichiwaaa! Koala Krew on deck. I'm PK Cuz, filling in while my cousin is off doing some very committed calming Tai Chi. Part of his ongoing wellness series, Oscar's Zen journey to accept McLando's favoritism. It's all about balance, breathing through dodgy strategy calls, whispering, "It's fine," into the headset. Deep breaths, Oscar. Very deep breaths. Heads up, this is opinion-based satire, precision sarcasm, zero official authority, parody mode engaged, honor intact, facts unconfirmed. Welcome to the 2025 Japanese GP at iconic Suzuka. The circuit's shaped like a figure eight, which is perfect because McLando's strategy tends to go in circles before ending up right back at "Help Lando." Lights out at Suzuka, and Oscar settles into P3 behind Lando, who, credit where it's due, actually hooked up a decent start for once. Huh? Oscar? Faster, clearly faster, consistently faster, dangerously faster. Faster in that "I'm about to pass you but I don't want Zach to cry" kind of way. But before Oscar can even think about making a clean move, in comes Snake Stallard with one of his trademark, strangely timed, utterly irrelevant radio messages. Oscar, Albon is 2 seconds behind. Why? Why, in the name of Mount Fuji, are we talking about Albon? So, I've narrowed it down to 3 possibilities. 1. McLando have invented a secret code for "Don't Pass Lando" in a multi-Albon 21 style message. 2. Snake Stallard is literally trying to distract Oscar so Lando doesn't get embarrassed on live TV. Honestly, both tracks make sense. Or 3. Stallard, being the mouthpiece for McLando and Lando's biggest fan, wants Oscar and the rest of the world to believe that Oscar's battle is with Albon in the midfield and not with Lando and Max up front. It's all about feeding thee. Lando is great and Oscar is not narrative. Meanwhile, Lando, sitting ahead, gets within DRS of Max once for about 3 seconds before drifting out of range, like it's a bad habit he can't break. Passing Max on track? Yeah. Not Lando's strong suit. The man treats overtakes like optional side quests. Always the outside, always fails. It's like a mental illness with him. 7 years and he still hasn't learned that you can't pass Max on the outside. Oscar, on the other hand, we've seen the Azerbaijan 2024 send it or bend it overtake on Charles. We've seen Oscar's turn 14 pass on Max in China 2025. But here, nope. Held hostage by Papaya rules, stuck behind the chosen one. Team Lando need a miracle. And by miracle, we mean undercut. So they try to Jedi mind trick Max into pitting early by bluff calling Lando in. Max, being Max, simply shrugs and stays out. Lando stays out too because, well, he can't do anything unless Max does it first. So naturally, they pit Oscar first. Why? Was this strategic? Helpful to Oscar? Logical? Absolutely not. It was purely so Oscar wouldn't undercut Lando, because Oscar was, you'll never guess, faster. Spineless Stella even admitted this briefly before scrambling to retract it in classic McLando PR emergency mode. Oh, Oscar gets a clean stop, goes back all good. Max and Lando pit the following lap. Max has a slow stop and is rolling down pit lane when Lando gets released just beside him. They're almost side by side until Lando's lane ends, and instead of backing out like a normal person, Lando simply drives himself onto the grass. Yep. Cue Lando's radio whinge. He pushed me onto the grass! Mate, he didn't! You drove onto the grass, and Max's response? What? He just drove himself onto the grass? Even the sheep team agree. Well, mostly.
You don't think Max pushed him?
But Max could have been nicer and left him room.
Nicer? Really? It's a race, not a charity fun run. So, Oscar cycles behind Lando again, stuck in the DRS chain of sadness, while Lando pretends he's saving tyres still. Saving for when? Bahrain, maybe? Supposedly for a late push that never arrives. Oscar, rightfully curious, asks, is Lando still saving tyres?
This is Lando's pace.
Translation? This is as fast as he can physically go, so stop asking. Oscar politely requests a swap, you know, the exact same thing Lando did every 5 minutes last year, and got granted every single time. Oscar, of course, is denied, you know, the exact same thing that happens every time he asks. Because, well, this is the Lando era, remember? So the rules are simple. If Lando wants a swap, it's granted. But if Oscar wants a swap, he's laughed out of the building. The McLando F1 subreddit was full of genuinely baffled fans, asking why they wouldn't release Oscar to pass Lando and at least try a shot at Max with a swap back if it didn't work. Logical, sensible, basic strategy, right? But clearly those fans aren't in on Fat Rat's master plan. Shaft Oscar to gift Lando the championship. Letting Oscar go risked the nightmare scenario, Oscar proving he could do what Lando couldn't in the same machinery, pass Max. And that simply cannot happen. It would break the illusion McLando has spent years crafting that Lando is uniquely gifted, special, chosen by the racing gods, etc., etc. Perhaps they were worried Oscar wouldn't give the place back, the way Lando didn't in almost every team-ordered swap last year. With only one memorable for all the wrong reasons exception, or maybe, just maybe, they feared Oscar would pull a full Lando Hungary 24. I think we all remember the multi-lap tantrum, the radio drama, the last-second braking theatric, when Lando reneged on a pre-pit stop agreement to return the position he neither earned nor deserved because, in his own words, he didn't think the team would actually make him do it. Sheesh, mate. Entitled much? But then he is, after all, Fat Rat's favourite. Also appallingly memorable that people still recall that swap, the one and only time that a team order has actually gone Oscar's way, but somehow forget how Lando got in front in the first place. Hint, it wasn't on merit. But they also forget the 4 other swaps that Oscar cooperatively gave Lando last year, without a single whinge, let alone a 13-lap toddler tantrum. Including Oscar's own home race when Oscar was ahead on track and in the championship. Also, Lando's fans could pretend the team-ordered swaps never happened because Oscar, he just quietly did the team player thing, and that doesn't fit the McLando narrative, and so they don't swap. Max wins. Lando finishes second. And Oscar, clearly the faster driver, finishes third because he's not really allowed to race. And McLando loses valuable constructors' points. After the race?
Swapping Oscar with Lando wouldn't be fair. To Lando...
No mention of the entirety of 2024 when Oscar spent the season being swapped backwards for Lando's benefit. Fat Rat would genuinely rather Max win than Oscar beat Lando, and everyone knows why. If Oscar got past Lando, he would have actually battled with Max. And if Oscar did manage to pass Max, like he has done several times now, well, that would expose Lando's complete inability to do the same in equal machinery to Oscar, and that simply doesn't suit the Lando is so great McLando narrative, so they sacrifice Oscar's race, again, to protect their golden boy. Just another chapter in the long-running series. Oscar Quokka. Faster, cleaner, smarter, but sorry mate, team orders. Because despite the McLando narrative, they aren't actually free to race. Like and subscribe for free and appreciate the precision sarcasm. Especially when the narrative misses the apex. Or join if you'd like to support calm analysis delivered at high speed. You're still here? Blooming fantastic. Very funny, guys.